So we are just going to talk about the problem areas of using food when you train. One of the biggest things that people complain about when they're using food to train is that they need the food to get the response from the dog. So they need to actually have the food before the dog will respond. If they don't have the food, the dog ignores them. So that is often seen as like, oh, that's why I always need to do it. And then there are all sorts of derogatory arguments against using food, saying it, it's the dog becomes reliant on it, they won't listen. But that's not factual at all. What actually happens is that the training methodology is flawed in the trainer giving their instructions to the dog and the cues in the way they do things. So, for example, Shelley, yes, good. If I want to recall my dog, she will come. She will come because she knows, and she was actually busy looking at something in the bush there, which is actually why I called her. So, I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's probably just an animal of some sort. So, basically, she will come because she knows she's going to get a reward. Yes. She also knows that if she hangs around for a little bit longer, she's likely to get a second reward because I have taught her that. I didn't have the rewards in my hands. She obviously knows I've got rewards on me because we've been working today and she knows what the treat bag is about. But this actually does work just as well if I don't have my treat bag on because I have trained her to come and always get a reward. She knows 100%, she trusts me, she's going to come whether I've got the treats on my person or not. And I don't have a psychological problem going and getting her a treat after she's listened. I've also added a marker word into my training, which is pretty much like clicker training. So I use yes, you can use whatever you want, or a clicker. Okay, and they know that when they hear that word, they're going to get a treat. It's 100% reliable. I've never messed them around. I've never cheated. So they know, they trust me, and they will listen because obviously they want to get a nice liver bread treat, or in this case, chicken stock treat, because it's really beneficial to them. It's fun. It's nice. We have a relationship. We have a trust-based relationship. I don't believe in training dogs to be robotic, although I do believe that all the methods of training that I use can be used on competition dogs or high-level scent work detection dogs. In fact, for anything, therapy dogs, agility dogs, whatever sport you're in, you can use these things to do it. I just don't do those disciplines myself, and I'm not particularly interested in competing with my dogs for a variety of reasons. But I do like having fun with them, and I do enjoy spending time with my dogs. So when you are training with food, always remember that you don't want to get into the habit of asking your dog to do something only when you have the food in your hand, because that is going to make the dog reliant on you having the food in your hand, because this is all a cue. I'm reaching into my treat bag, I'm getting my treats, I'm taking them out. Okay, so now she's going to chase a monkey, and she's not even looking at me. Shelley, come. Good girl. Yes. Good job. Good job. Shelley, come. Yes. So if there was a serious concern right now, yes. Good girl. Stay here with me. Yes. And I wanted to keep her with me. Yes. Okay. I would actually maybe put a collar on her, but obviously we do actually have a fence, so I don't think whatever it is inside. It's a monkey. Hey, you stay here. Do you want to sit? Okay. Again, no treats. Do you want to sit? Sit. Yes. Good job. Then we add the treat afterwards. Okay. Same with anything I'm going to ask her to do, because I don't want to get into the habit of always getting my treats out first, which is actually a bad handling habit of mine. So I'm working very hard to change that. But it can become part of the cue of training your dog then. Then your dog might look at you and go, but no, you're not doing all the things you should do when you call me or whatever. Okay. Well, calling is a bad example because they're generally not looking at you. But if I ask her to sit, if I just come here, sit. So I'm pretending that I've got your treat. Yes. Good girl. Okay. If I take my hands out of the equation completely, Shelley, sit. Sit. Yes. Good sit. Okay, she's still doing it because she's actually starting to know what the word means. And I say starting to know because, I don't know, I've maybe given Shelley, she's maybe had 30 training sessions in her life. So we haven't done intensive training. Shelley, sit. Let's spin. Sit. Sit. So spin. Are you spinning? Sit and sit and down. Good, all of them. Okay, so there she was actually offering behavior and just trying to please me. So if I take my hand signal, look, I've got no treats. Look here. Sit. Yes. I want to show you very much that the hand signal is part of the entire exercise. As it is now, she doesn't know the word sit well enough to do that if I just say, Shelley, sit. So she's still going, I'm not sure what you mean. But if I just use my hand signal, then she, yes, she sort of knows that's what I'm wanting. So if I pair them, Shelley, sit, yes, and she knows exactly what I want. But if I've got my treat added into this, it's going to make it more complicated. So no treats in the hand. And we want to start breaking the hand signal word connection if you want your dog to actually respond really well. So you want to sort of sit, sit, sit. Yes. Okay, good girl. So we want to practice a little bit with her and try and get her to maybe get the idea of what I'm saying is better or more important than just my hand signal. So we're going to sit. Yes, good girl. Okay, so I will reiterate again, though, that this is not a well-trained situation. Literally, I've done a lot of heel work with her and not much else. Yes. So I would want to start breaking my hand signal paired to the word all the time and get her to understand the word and the hand signal so that I could do a silent command. Yes. Okay, and she'll go, okay, that means sit. And then I should be able to eventually work her up to also and do the blackjack dealer thing, no treats, right? So I should be able to work up to a sit. Yes, good job. Without having a massive hand signal, less and less and less. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that you will practice using food without having the food attached to your hand all the time, and start varying it up and start to understand that the dog is doing the behavior to get the reward and not because of the reward. So those are very different distinctions, not to be confused with luring, which is another whole video entirely. But we're just talking at this point in time about using food as a reward and your marker during training. Anyway, I hope that makes sense.